Greetings, people. It is 22nd of April. It's been a long time since I've done anything like this. However, I felt obliged. Walking around, I've been seeing so many tributes to Stephen Lawrence, and it's really upsetting because it just goes to show how men are always pushed to the forefront of our movements, despite the fact that it's the women who really put themselves on the line. It's the women who do the groundwork. It's the women who do all the organizing. So it's really upset me, and it just goes to show how female voices, the presence of the divine African queen, is just erased, belittled, degraded, and the fact that people don't feel that this is an issue. It's as if we've made so little progress to the Black Lives Matter thing that our women are still marginalized, and it really hurts me. So I just want to make this video to remind people that even as we reflect upon the passing of Stephen Lawrence, we need to remember this is one less predator that we have on the streets. This is one less potential rapist. And I know it's not something that we like to talk about. I'm even here flicking through my phone, trying to remind people of the recent UN report, I think it was from 2021, on violence against women. Because this is endemic. This is an ongoing issue that our females have to deal with. And I don't think people have really spoken up. I think this whole Stephen Lawrence thing, it comes down to more male entitlement and more male privilege. That's what I personally think it actually comes down to. And I'm upset that we've bought into this, despite the fact that 71% of women of all ages in the UK have experienced some form of sexual harassment in a public space. How do you know Stephen Lawrence would not be one of these perpetrators if he were still alive? Only 3% of women aged 18 to 24 said they had not experienced sexual assault or harassment. Add to this report revealed, this is 2021 now, only 2 years ago. This report revealed that some women did not think the incident was serious enough to report. In fact, 55% reported that. And actually, 44% of them agreed that having more confidence that reporting the incident would prevent it from happening in the future would actually encourage them to report it more. This could have been Stephen Lawrence. He could have been one of those disgusting, creepy predators walking around, lurking in gyms, perving on women. Because we know what men are like. We know their base, animalistic, degraded, disgusting nature. So yes, the Stephen Lawrence death, it was akin to a tragedy. But let's keep in mind, this is a black male we're talking about. We still live under a system of patriarchy, of black male supremacy. Sorry, my Negro nose is almost showing. I wouldn't want that. And this has to be dealt with. This is the main issue. So yes, Stephen Lawrence, it's sad, but let's just put this in perspective. I don't want to go on much longer, but I do have the UN report right here. So I'm not making this up. This is real stuff that our females actually have to contend with. Some of the things highlighted in this report, I just want to remind people of the disgusting, degrading, despicable treatment that women are subjected to. Being catcalled or wolf whistled. Being stared at. Unwelcome touching, rubbing or groping. In-person comments or jokes. I don't want to go on. I don't want to go on. It's all there. It's all documented. I just want to end this very quickly because I'm actually going to scrub myself. This is why I'm probably just going to get a sex change, because I still feel toxic masculinity is running through my veins and I don't think it's controllable. And I might go out there and do something. I might just... Let me just read this report. Well, these comments. This is my reflections on Stephen Lawrence and the entitlement which I think is at the heart of this campaign. 30 years ago, this beneficiary of patriarchy and potential rapist was murdered. Good riddance. Had he lived, woman may have been unsafe. Lawrence was not a victim. He is yet another face of toxic masculinity, the very sickness that continues to terrorize women and subject them to brutal violations and vicious assaults. Had he lived, he would have been another predatory creep, perving on underage women at the gym. I should have put this hair and then half look into the camera and look at you. How do we know he wasn't out here molesting school children? Exactly. Men will stick their penis in anything because men are pedophiles. Let's take this time to celebrate the establishment authorities killing the black male. For if that's what's required to protect a woman, as loyal feminists, it's a sacrifice we must make. Stephen Lawrence was another bum-ass broke boy. He couldn't do anything for sisters anyway, other than offer them willy. Men, get your money up. Otherwise, you're of no use. Men are always complaining. No woman wants a loser, so get it together. Stop complaining about racism and all this nonsense. Get it together. Fix your issue. Stop being children. Pathetic. If you can't provide for women and you can't give them the lifestyle that they deserve, then you don't deserve to live yourself. It's time men provide for women. Give them reparations for the years of degradation and enslavement they have been subjected to. Stop sleeping around acting like children. And bring home the bacon, boys. Yes, be a breadwinner, be a provider, be a protector of women. Okay, go out there and get that bread. I want to speak to the black men especially. They're black men, it's simple. No romance unless there's finance. Okay? Let me just say it like Goofy did back in the day. No romance without finance, people. No romance without finance. Pleasure must be purchased. That's what I'm getting at. Broke boys don't deserve no... Because not all life is worthy of life. Men, get the bag. I hate having this Negro nose. That's why I'm going to get mixed race children and be very fair and pretty and be desired by everyone and just bleach and no longer be dirty. I just want to be washed. So, men are trash. All men are dogs. Mute R. Kelly. Consent. Independent woman. Hashtag 97%. I hate men. I don't like that part. I might take that out. It makes me sound a bit Valerie Solanas type, or would that be the other lady? Anyway, I just want to remind you to protect black women and, of course, get your money up. I don't want to drag this on too much. I think you've got the gist of this because it needs to be said. And I know I probably am a bit histrionic, dramatic even, but if not, I don't think I'll shake you up enough to realize the magnitude, the scope of this problem. Women are being terrorized by men who look exactly like Lawrence. Probably have African features like him too. And I don't want this to just blend into the background. That's why I need to highlight this. That's why I need to drive it home today. We need to protect our sisters. And if we need more Damiola Taylors, so be it. If we need more Stephen Lawrence, so be it. Mark Duggan, so be it. George Floyd, so be it. Unless women feel safe. This will need to be done. We must stabilize the order. And I'm the only one who's saying it. Because if someone else said this, you would say, oh, they're the R word. No, this is facts. I am a feminist. I am a proud feminist. And I believe women need to be honored, especially the divine queens. So, no more oppression. That's the key message. And yes, Stephen Lawrence was sad, but however, we need to recall, this isn't really about his death. It's about entitlement, privilege, and patriarchy. We still live in a system of male domination. And so long as men want to hold on to all the power, this is the price they will have to pay. And to anyone offended by anything said today, nothing personal. Take it collectively.